Hi guys, it's your girl Mantate. Welcome to another episode of The Good News Is. The good news is that we continue to look around our communities in Zimbabwe, in Africa, and the global world at large to just see how people are actually working to fight COVID-19, whether as individuals, as groups, as corporates, and even as governments, because at the end of the day, we all have a responsibility to be part of this fight against COVID-19. So today I'm actually talking about an initiative in South Africa. Actually, it's a choir group called Ndlovu Youth Choir. So the reason why I felt it's very important to feature this particular group and what they're doing is because this is me realizing the value of the arts in pushing a positive message, or rather correct information around issues of COVID-19. One of the things that I noted earlier when COVID-19 started spreading into Africa was that there was a lot of misinformation, miscommunication, people spreading fake news, and I was always saying that the death of our people is going to be because of misinformation, ignorance, and this fake news that's just all over, because not everyone stops to think, is this authentic? Can I verify this before I actually take it? And to see an arts group that has such a big base to actually take a stand and say we want to push a message that corrects the narrative around COVID-19, for me that's just powerful. And just to show you the level of the big audience that these guys have, is that last year they were finalists in the America's Got Talent show, and that's a very big platform. So it means that their reach is beyond just the Limpopo community that they primarily serve, and not just that, but beyond South Africa into different communities across the world that can learn from what these guys are sharing. And also just the other thing that I've actually been noticing is that if it's music, I mean, you will dance to the song if it's really good. You will sing that song in the shower. You will sing it at home. You will, listen to it. And if you're able to use that to educate people, that's a very powerful tool. It's beyond what a video like this can do. It's beyond what a poster can do, because some people don't have access. But if it's a song played on radio, if it's a song played on national TV, it means that a lot of people that wouldn't ordinarily be online can actually hear the song. So the song is called We've Got This, and one thing I like about this particular song is that these guys were saying that there was such an emphasis on social distancing, the value of social distancing in mitigating the spread of COVID-19. But one of the things that they were saying is that they live in a community where it's very difficult to to social distance, because people live in clusters, people live in such communities where it's not so easy, to be in your own room or in the guest house or that kind of thing. So they were saying that we are focusing on preaching a message of the practical things that people can do in the community that we're coming from. So their music, or that the particular song actually focuses on washing hands. It's just encouraging people to wash their hands. It's talking about coughing into your tissue or your elbow. It's talking about you not touching your face. It's also talking about you not spreading fake news. And this is something that anyone, anyway, can do. And I don't have to worry about, I stay in a one-room house, so I can't social distance because I stay with like 3-4 people. But I can wash my hands. I can try avoid touching my face. I can try and always cough into my elbow or into a tissue. I can avoid spreading fake news. And so I feel like there's this practicality in their song, and also just responds to the fact that their community may not necessarily be able to do what Wu was recommending at the time, but they can do other things that can help them to actually prevent the spread of COVID-19. And also just the other interesting about the other interesting thing about this particular song is that it doesn't just come in English, but it also the key points are actually laid out in Zulu. And that's powerful. It's localizing information. One of the dangers that says that we normally assume that everyone can understand instructions, because the World Health Organization, as a global entity, will disseminate information in major languages. It could be English, it could be French, it could be the languages that are spoken by major countries, or rather broadly across the globe. But then it doesn't drop down to, in Zimbabwe, the Shona, the Kalanga, the Ndebele, the Tswana, the Venda. In South Africa, the Xhosa, the Zulu. So when these artists actually choose to say, okay guys, we're gonna do the song in English so that everyone understands, but the key points also are highlighted in the local language, it brings that ownership, and it really makes people understand. It makes it easy for people to accept this information because they understand it. They don't really need someone to be interpreting it for them, and that's where the fake news actually starts. But beyond just the South African group, there's one other artist from Uganda. I mean, you guys know Bobby Wine. One of the things that he did was he went into the studio and recorded a video that he called the Coronavirus Alert. So the focus in this particular song that he did was on the symptoms of COVID-19 and the ways that people can actually use to make sure that they stop the spread or actually they limit the transmission of this particular virus. And these guys have influence. I think that's the major thing that I really want to press. It's people that are recognizing their audience, both online and offline, and saying, how do we use the skills that we have? How do we use our creativity and the base that we have to make sure that we send out information that's correct, information that can empower communities to actually protect themselves? So yeah, I think it's really a powerful initiative for me, and beyond just the fact that they're really, really good singers. I actually first got exposed to those guys when they did a cover of Ed Sheeran's song Shape of You, and they did it in Zulu. It was amazing. And I think for me it just really comes down to the fact of how do we make sure that communities own this information that's being spread. Because when the communities are not able to localize information, when communities are not able to see how it drops down from a global level to their level at that rural community or that ghetto community in Zimbabwe, wherever it is, they're not able to embrace it as something that really affects them. But when we take it home, bring it to a local language, make sure that everyone at every level in our community understands it, people easily open up to it and actually can embrace it, and in that way start protecting themselves. So as we continue to look for positive news across communities, I need us to always remember that the good news really is about making sure that we embrace people that are doing something good. Not just that, but we take that good and bring it out to you guys so that it can be replicated across communities. But not just that, but that we will be able to realize that sitting at home for some people it's not just about sitting and watching movies all day, but it's about using their skills to make sure that they continue to serve communities. And just to close this, I was just reading about how Ndlovu was saying that they actually wrote this song, the lyrics of this song. They actually rehearsed for the song, the choreography. They actually got the song produced on the same day. Like everything just happened in one day and it was released the next morning. And this just goes to reflect the level of commitment and the level of urgency around COVID-19. I hope that it's something that we learn. And you guys can actually go online, check them out on Twitter. And they're actually saying that even the Director General of the World Health Organization shared their video, because that's how powerful their music is, that's how powerful their message is, and that's how much it can actually go out to not just reach South Africa as it has reached me in Zimbabwe, but reach everyone else across the globe that can actually learn this from these guys. So yeah, let's keep it positive. Let's keep looking out for positive news and learning and realizing that it's not really all gloomy across the world. There are people doing really positive stuff that gives us hope that we will surely win this war against COVID-19. So join me again tomorrow for another episode of The Good News Is. We keep it coming, and yeah, I hope you love it because I do. Cheers.
Wash your hands, big jump.